There is something about the water. From the time I was a child, I knew I was meant for the deep, dark depths, but my introduction to the water did not begin easily. My introduction to the water came through swimming lessons and the twisted reality of having older siblings, siblings who knew how scared I was. Picture this, me on the floor of the car trying to make myself throw up. If I could puke, there was a chance I'd get out of swimming lessons. My older brother and older sister had already left the car. They were capable of swimming. They had time and confidence to burn. And what better way to pass the time than by convincing their younger brother, me, that there was a monster in the deep end. The other students and the instructors all knew it was there, but had some form of truce with the great beast. But not me, not little Danny. No, he was fair game. After my mother pried me from the depths of the sweltering car interior, she did what parents did at that time. She physically and verbally assaulted me until I fell in line with the other kids. Thanks, Mom, and I mean that sincerely. Looking over at my brother in a last-ditch attempt at gaining some sort of inner strength, I watched as my brother motioned to the deep end of the pool, then made a face of terror as he pantomimed my imminent and violent death at the hands of a chlorinated Loch Ness. I may or may not have peed in the pool. I may or may not have puked, or worse. After this minor setback, for some reason, I began to love the underwater realm. As a child, I was in the water at any chance possible. In Indiana, my father owned a swamp, the kind of place Tony Soprano would have loved. Foreboding, scary, snake and rodent filled, but water nonetheless. In Wyoming, we had beaver ponds, ice cold, crystal clear, and sitting thinly on the deepest, darkest muck you could imagine. What any dirtbag kid would want. As I entered my teens, my love of the water took on new flavor. My brother and I would water ski, wakeboard, or fish. In college, I would load up my old Land Cruiser and head to the coast to surf some of the world's worst waves. The sharky murk filled with oil, tar, jellyfish, sea lice, and random debris of the Gulf, sleeping in the back of the bug-filled cruiser as the tide came lapping at the tailgate. Gas station food and no showers for days. Speaking of showers, my brother and I would have contests to see who could go the longest without showering. Juvenile, immature, unhygienic, sure, whatever, we didn't care. Lakes and rivers did not count. A week, 10 days, 2 weeks, neither flinching as we would casually assess just how bad things were, then duck out to find some semblance of water to wash away the grime and bad decisions. It got so bad my parents tried to intervene. Mom was always worried about appearance and status. Once, after someone in my family got arrested for something that really didn't deserve being arrested for, I distinctly remember my mother saying, quote, "No one will ever allow their kids to come over here again," unquote, while I ran around the house screaming, "He's a criminal, he's a criminal, he's a criminal, cool." Mom did her best to make us shower. Dad tried too, but the problem my father had was that he would act pissed, but you could see a smirk of jealousy and envy. He was a hellion when he was younger, and he knew that we knew. So anytime he tried to crack down, he knew that we knew that he had probably done something far worse when he was our age. He was an awkward man. A good man, but awkward, which we exploited as often as possible. Rain, hail, snow, summer, winter, fall, or spring. Salt or fresh. Briny, brackish, or borderline unhealthy. Evaporation, transpiration, condensation, precipitation, runoff. Any form, any factor, any reason. My life is still about immersion. The van points north, urgent green into the blackness of open ocean Atlantic. Schooners, razors, and powerboats. Braided monofilament, pink shirts with the collars up. Political residue. Power brokers on loan from the city as deals are made with sand on the toes. Long-established pecking orders, wealth, and the hierarchy. The New Mexico plate, an object of curiosity, semi-intrigue, and the unknown. Give a boy a stone and it will merge with water. Skipping across while the arm of today aches for the arm of yesteryear. It has always been this way, from the moccasined foot padding game trails to the carbon fiber dual suspension of modernity. What remains is just beyond the fall of the light. Even the almighty sun pales here, like a tow-headed boy exposed for too long, burned like Icarus while the rays fail to penetrate the surrounding woods. Canopy, high and low, sheltered, armored, and standing by for the next foray into the seasonal change. Time is short here, days calculated by temperature and moisture. Gotta make it count before the veil comes down, once again, in the fall, as summer sparks and dies out.